Hello and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Justyna. I'm a Western astrologer. I'm passionate about traditional and horary astrology as well. And I'm also a mindset coach. I never mentioned that before, but actually a couple of years ago, I gained a diploma in life coaching, and I have been recently exploring mindset coaching more specifically. So there will be some courses and workbooks that I will be launching in the very near future. I have been working a lot from behind the scenes. I'm going through some crazy trances this year, and I've been drawn into manifestation, spirituality, and lots of different things connected to our mind and how positive mindset, this sort of dynamic. So I will be releasing some exciting things in the upcoming months. But in the meantime, we are going to, or I am going to talk about the new moon in Gemini happening on the 6th of June. So welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So we've got a new moon happening on the 6th of June at 16 degrees. If your birthday happens around the 6th of June, then this coming year will be really important. When I say this coming year, I mean from the upcoming birthday to the next. Generally, make sure that you pay attention to the energies resonating around this new moon, because these are the energies that will be present throughout the next 12 months. It's really important. It will help you to generally navigate the upcoming year, the upcoming 12 months more efficiently and more effectively. Now, overall, this new moon, we've got a conjunction with Venus and a square to Saturn. So mixed energies. New moon is about new beginnings. And this is when the sun and the moon conjoin at the same degree and at the same sign. So in the initial part of this video, I will explore the energies of this new moon from the general perspective. And in the next part of this video, I will go through each horoscope for each rising sign. You can also watch for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish, just to get a bigger picture and a wider perspective upon your life. All right, so here we go, and let's begin. The new moon on the 6th of June brings a wave of fresh energies, a perfect time for setting intentions, especially those related to learning, studying, social connections, but also anything to do with personal growth and personal development. So here, take a moment around this new moon and reflect on the area of life that is activated in your chart, because this is the area that requires or where you have an opportunity for implementing some improvement. So whether this is engaging in some meaningful conversations, reading, studying, exploring new hobbies, it's an ideal time for intellectual and mentally stimulating activities. Now, a new moon is a time of new beginnings, of course, and this is when the sun and the moon meet at the same degree in the same sign. So, overall, this is the beginning of a brand new lunar cycle. So, use this powerful phase to plant seeds of your future adventures, endeavors, and watch how they grow and flourish in the upcoming months, especially 9 months during the first quarter moon. Now, this new moon is conjunct Venus, the goddess of beauty and love, and the energy of Gemini encourages flexibility, versatility, open-mindedness, while Venus adds a touch of charm, of diplomacy, especially to our interactions. And it's a perfect time to embrace change, to welcome new opportunities with an open heart, but also with an open mind. Now, this new one also forms the tense square with Saturn in Pisces, and this brings complexity, complex energies that may feel both challenging but also transformative. Now, the new moon in Gemini encourages a fresh start, curiosity, communication, while Saturn in Pisces presents a more serious, more disciplined, and more reflective tone. Now, this square aspect can create tension between our desire for new beginnings and our need for careful, structured planning. Now, during this time, we might question long-held beliefs or perhaps feel a sense of restriction around our goals, our objectives. Many of us will have to balance flexibility with responsibility as well. Now, the new moon Saturn square overall allows us to redefine our priorities, our commitments. It's a time to be patient with oneself and with others, while recognizing that growth comes through overcoming obstacles. These are the squares in our charts and transits. All right, so let's see what this new moon will bring for us on a personal level. So here I follow Western astrology, tropical zodiac, and thank you very much, and let's begin. All right, so hello Aries, and welcome to your horoscope. Here, the new moon in Gemini activates your third house. It is in a square with Saturn and Pisces in your 12th house. And it can bring a period of intense reflection, communication challenges as well, here with the square coming from the 12th house. The third house governs our communication, our intellect, learning abilities, capabilities, our daily interactions. And it is influenced by the adaptable and curious energy of Gemini. Here, Gemini rules your third house. However, with Saturn, the planet of discipline, restriction, limitation, making a tense aspect from the 12th house associated with hidden fears, phobias, our subconscious patterns, spiritual growth as well. This tense energy could create blockages between your need to express yourself authentically, freely, confidently, with the need to confront deeper, perhaps uncomfortable emotions, truths, for example. So you might find yourself reassessing or reevaluating the way you communicate with others. Perhaps you might realize where any potential communication blockages or limitations exist. So overall, this is a time here, this new moon is a time to think twice before you speak. What you might find enjoyable or beneficial is journaling, writing down your thoughts, your feelings, engaging in meditation, for example, or perhaps seeking guidance through astrology videos, like this kind of video, for example. So overall, while the square to Saturn might potentially create some blockages and obstacles, potentially this could be a difficult time for some. It can ultimately lead to a really, really profound and deep insights, discoveries, and make you feel or help you to generally express yourself more authentically moving forward as a result of the realizations that come through at this time. Thank you very much, Aries. All right, so hello, Taurus, and welcome. So here for Taurians, this is happening in your second house. As you can see, your second house of income, finances, resources, it's jam-packed, very busy, very active. So most likely your financial security and stability is on your mind at this time. But overall, this new moon brings a really, really powerful blend of energies that can impact how you deal with your finances moving forward. Now, the new moon in Gemini overall here encourages new beginnings, fresh ideas. It can, especially in the matters related to your personal values, finances, resources. So this is overall a great time to set intentions as per those new beginnings related to the new moon energy, connected to financial growth. Perhaps this is a good time to rethink your budget. Find new or innovative ways to increase your income or improve your saving capabilities, for example. However, the square to Saturn in your 11th house, here Saturn is activated in your 11th house, this square suggests that these new beginnings happening in your financial sphere might come with some challenges. Here, Saturn's influence could manifest as obstacles, perhaps some delays. especially when it comes to any social connections, group activities, or maybe your long-term goals, plans, objectives for the future. Now, you might find that your ambitions, or perhaps your planning, requires more discipline, more patience as well. And perhaps this is when you have to implement a little bit of more effort, more work during this time into whatever that you're building, creating, initiating, for example. Now, it might be also that friends or community groups might not be or might not seem as supportive as you would have hoped. Or perhaps they don't align with your new financial plans. And this could lead to potential conflicts or feelings of withdrawal or isolation. So despite these challenges, this transit offers some really amazing opportunity for growth, of course, because without any squares, we don't really move forward. We need these squares to make good and fulfilling progress. And by balancing the quick and witted and also adaptable, versatile energy of Gemini with that disciplined and structured approach of Saturn and Pisces, you can create a solid foundation for success. But you will have to stay focused. You will have to generally remain open to constructive criticism, for example, or patience. And in doing so, you can generally turn potential setbacks, delays, limitations into stepping stones towards achieving your long-term objectives. Right, so that's here for Taurians. That's your second house. Now let's have a look what's happening for Geminis. Geminis, this is a big one, of course. This is happening in your first house. And here with the first house, activation of your area of self, of your area of anything to do with your identity, anything to do with your personal life overall, physical appearance even. Now, the new moon here in your first house can bring a period of introspection, reevaluation, especially when it comes to your personal identity, goals, objectives. Here, the square from Saturn in your 10th house, it can create a certain degree of tension between your desire for self-expression, for achieving your objectives, your goals, your dreams. This can clash with your responsibilities or perhaps some limitations imposed by other people, or perhaps some responsibilities, duties, obligations. So overall, it's a time to balance your need for independence, autonomy, with the responsibilities of your outside world, your public image, your career. Here, the 10th house is activated. So during this time, you might feel an intense pressure to make some really, really strong and significant changes in your life, especially when it comes to how you present yourself to the world, to the outside world, especially when it comes to your professional aspirations, goals, objectives. So overall, this energy really, really encourages you to face your fears or face any doubts you may have about your abilities or capabilities, about yourself or your ability to achieve. And perhaps this is about pushing through any obstacles with determination, with confidence, with resilience. So while the square aspect suggests challenges, but it can also offer opportunities for growth, for self-improvement. So embrace this time to set clear boundaries. Perhaps this is about restructuring your goals. Perhaps this is about developing a more disciplined approach to achieving your dreams, your hopes, your goals for the future. Now, here under the influence of Gemini, of course, that's your first house. Maybe your sun sign as well, maybe your moon sign. Here, stay adaptable, flexible during this time. Be open to new ways of thinking, new ways of being. as per that Gemini energy. So here, an amazing time here, this new moon, to reflect on what truly matters to you. This is a time to generally an opportunity to align your actions with your core values. Do you know what these are? And by doing so, you will generally emerge much, much stronger and ready to achieve your goals with more clarity, with more confidence as well. Even if it doesn't seem like it as you approach this new moon, you can definitely emerge much stronger as you face these internal fears or any limitations that come along as a result of that activation of Saturn in Pisces, in the square between Saturn and Pisces and this new moon. Thank you very much, Geminis. Now let's look at Cancers. Cancers, this is your 12th house, so a very introspective energy, of course. We are in Gemini season for Cancers. This is an introspective time, a time of withdrawal, working behind the scenes. I think that's the way to go. Once we start Cancer seasons, the energies will shift and it will be very different. But here, this new moon in Gemini, happening on the 6th of June, in your 12th house, it can bring a period of introspection, of course, and significant inner work, self-discovery. We've got the square to Saturn in your 9th house as well. And this can prompt you to confront and release old fears, some limiting beliefs, perhaps some subconscious patterns that have been holding you back. Now, you might find yourself drawn to deep reflection. You might be reevaluating your past achievements, your goals. Perhaps this is about reflecting upon the past as you prepare for the Cancer season and all the and a new cycle of all the planets that move into your first house in the upcoming weeks. So here the square to Saturn in your 9th house suggests that this perhaps possible withdrawal that you might go through or introspection, this could be influenced by your beliefs, by your philosophies, life philosophy, perhaps some issues related to travel, to higher education, legal matters, for example. So this tension generally here can create a push and pull effect between your need for solitude, introspection, and perhaps the external demands or responsibilities related to these areas. So this new one is a fantastic time to balance the internal with the external, while at the same time recognizing how your deeper emotional and psychological patterns influence your worldview, your world perspective, for example, and vice versa. So while this transit can be challenging, it also gives you the potential for a deep and profound, transformative even, personal growth, and perhaps an opportunity here for a clearer understanding of your place in the world. So here, take advantage of this new moon, of the energies present around this new moon, because this new moon offers an amazing opportunity to build a more solid foundation for your future aspirations, for your goals, as you address any underlying issues that need healing and that need to be transformed, changed, adjusted. All right, so thank you, Cancers. Now let's have a look at Leos. Leos, this is happening in your 11th house. We've got the 11th house activated at this time. And we've got a square to Saturn in Pisces at this point, conjunction to Venus as well. So perhaps there could be a prominent friend, a female, an acquaintance. There's some feminine energy that could have a positive, impactful influence upon you around this time, while you navigate that square, that tense energy with Saturn in Pisces in your 8th house. So overall, we've got a time that could indicate a period of significant reflection, transformation, maybe even, especially in the area of friendships, in the area connected to networking, and also shared resources, finances, transformation, where Saturn in Pisces is present. So overall, the new moon and Saturn square can bring a certain degree of restrictions, challenges. Perhaps you'll be urged to reevaluate your connections with other people. And perhaps you'll be also reevaluating, reassessing more intimate aspects of your life. You might find yourself questioning the value, the authenticity of certain relationships, connections in your life. Perhaps this could be also connected to some financial or emotional obligations that you'll be dealing with around this time. However, this isn't just a time for obstacles, of course. It's a really powerful opportunity for growth. And this new moon here, the Gemini energy encourages open communication, adaptability, versatility. Because overall, through an honest dialogue, through willingness to welcome, embrace change, you can really, really navigate any challenges that emerge around this time successfully. So great time overall with that new moon energy to plant new seeds of intention connected to social connections, friendships, for example. But at the same time, you'll have to keep in mind any limitations imposed by Saturn, because overall Saturn's energy is connected to long-lasting energy, and it can help you to establish more meaningful, more sustainable connections as well. However, it won't be a straightforward process because of the square here. That square energy and the 8th house activation really prompts you to think deeply about who belongs in your reality and who doesn't. But at the same time here, we've got this energy that is prompting you to restructure, to redefine your place within your community. And there's an opportunity for deepening some significant connections in your life. So generally a chance to, on the one hand, there's a chance to let go of what no longer serves you. But at the same time, this is a chance to also build stronger, more resilient foundations for the future here, especially here in your social area. Because here, as you move through this phase, you have an opportunity for aligning yourself with a path of greater purpose or authenticity as well. Okay, so now let's look at Virgos. All right, so Virgos, this is happening in your 10th house. It's an important new moon, of course. Whenever we have a new moon in the angular houses, which is the 1st, the 4th, the 7th, the 10th, this is a significant area of life. And this new moon will square Saturn in Pisces in your 7th house in the area of other people, relationships, partnerships. We also have a Venus conjunct this new moon, so perhaps some influential feminine energy could be present as well. Well, will be present, of course. But at the same time, this new moon can bring some significant challenges and at the same time opportunities in both your career and partnerships, because of course we can't make any significant progress in our life if we don't overcome the challenges and our obstacles that are present with the squares. So take it as a challenge. And so yes, opportunities for moving forward with any connections with your career aspirations as well, but you will have to implement some effort as we explore in a moment. Now, right. So first of all, we've got a tension here between your professional life, your goals, career goals, ambitions, and your personal relationships. And here, this energy is generally urging you to find a balance. It's a time here. This new one is a time to overall to reassess your commitments and your responsibilities to ensure that they align with your long-term goals here. Saturn is connected to long-lasting energy. So you might feel also an increased pressure to perform to meet expectations, expectations in your career. And perhaps this could be also connected to possibly having to face some obstacles that will require patience, that will require perseverance as well. However, this square can also offer a chance for growth. And I think you might feel this push of energy connected to disciplined approach to achieving your aspirations. So I said earlier that you might have to implement more effort and more energy, and also here a disciplined approach. It's all about structure, discipline, attention to detail as well. And here in your personal life, particularly in your close partnerships, connections, marriage, relationship, you might have to face some energies, difficulties potentially that may test the strength and resilience of your relationship. So it's really important to pay attention to communication, how you communicate around this time. So here, open communication, honest communication, mutual support is crucial. Overall, use this new moon energy to build stronger foundations with those you really, really care about. Because overall, this new moon and Saturn square can act as a trigger or a motivation, if you will, for a profound transformation. And this can really help you to redefine your priorities and create a more harmonious and more balance between your professional goals, aspirations, hopes, and also your personal connections, relationships, marriage. So embrace the lessons this new moon brings to you into your life, because you will emerge much stronger, more aligned with your true path. Okay, so let's look at Libra horoscope. Libras, this is happening in your ninth house. Okay, so we've got a conjunction with Venus, which is quite interesting because Venus is, of course, your ruler. And we also have a square to Saturn. So with Venus, Venus represents feminine, harmonious energy. Venus is combust away from that Kazimi energy. Combust means that it is overpowered by the energy of the sun. So for some Libras, this could mean that you're slightly, this feeling of burnt out, of feeling burnout or overwhelmed. So here, self-care and engaging activities that bring harmony, but that bring balance will be really beneficial at this time. But here we've got the square to Saturn in Pisces in the sixth house. So this also tells me that look after your health, really, because you might feel burnt out and tired, low in energy around this new moon. If you do feel like this, and your body is trying to tell you to have a break, to have a rest. Now, so the square to Saturn in Pisces in the sixth house with the sixth and the ninth house activity. So overall, this new moon could bring a time of intense reflection, a time when you might be restructuring the areas of life related to communication, learning, daily routine, daily activities. Perhaps this new moon will challenge you to reevaluate your beliefs, your life principles, your purpose, pushing you to break free or perhaps break away from any outdated ways of living that no longer serve your growth. So if there's something or someone that is making you feel caged, limited, then it will be very evident around this new moon, and you will find ways to free yourself, to liberate yourself from these energies, people, limitations. So as Saturn's disciplined energy intersect with that curious and adaptable, versatile nature of Gemini, you might feel this conflicting energy between your desire for freedom, independence, autonomy, intellectual exploration, and the need for practical grounding energy in your work life, in your daily life. So it's really essential overall to find a healthy balance between that needs to expand your horizons and that needs to maintain a disciplined approach to your responsibilities, duties in your everyday life. Now, you might find yourself drawn to new ways of learning, new forms of learning, or perhaps you'll be considering going back to university, studying something new, for example. Or perhaps engaging in activities that will generally help you to align yourself with your long-term goals. However, with that Saturn to square to Saturn, be prepared to face some obstacles or delays, and that will require patience, that will require perseverance. So it's not that you can't do it, but be prepared that we might have to implement a little bit of more effort or energy. So overall, this new moon is a great time for reassessing your daily habits, your daily routines, and an amazing opportunity to ensure that your daily habits, your daily activities support your overall well-being, productivity as well. So perhaps this new moon will prompt you to establish new structures or boundaries even that help you manage your time more effectively. So here, an amazing opportunity for growth, transformation, as long as you are ready to face any challenges or little obstacles that stand your way. But doesn't have to be something huge. I think lots of realizations as well around this time. But okay, so that's what I've got for you, Libras. Now let's have a look at the next sign. Scorpios, hello, welcome. This is happening in your 8th house. Deep transformative energies. We've got a conjunction with Venus. Overall, with Venus in the 8th house, you grow, benefit financially through partnerships, collaborations, relationships, or through your partner. So that's the energy of Venus in Gemini. Venus in Gemini wants depth and profound, deep connections, but at the same time, so there could be some influential energy, Venusian energy, so maybe a female friend, or perhaps a new person entering your energy field could act as a supportive influence. But at the same time, we've got a square to Saturn in Pisces as well in your 5th house. And this can bring a blend of energies that can really deeply influence your personal and creative life, where Saturn in Pisces is activated. Now, the new moon in Gemini overall encourages new beginnings, fresh ideas, and stimulating, especially mentally stimulating conversations, debates, especially in matters connected to intimacy, shared resources, and transformation as per that 8th house influence, which is activated at the time of this new moon. However, Saturn in the 5th house of creativity, romance, self-expression, making a challenging square to this new moon. This could indicate potential obstacles or responsibilities that will require you to become more disciplined or perhaps implement more structure. Right. So overall, this new moon really stimulates you to find the balance between spontaneity and commitment. So overall, this new moon really stimulates you to find a healthy balance between spontaneity and commitments, obligations. It's a really great time to reassess, reevaluate, rethink your approach to anything to do with creativity, self-expression, romantic relationships, your parenting style, and to generally ensure that they are built on a solid foundation. If there is some instability in the area of romance, children, parenting, your business, self-employment, here this will become pretty evident around this new moon. You might have to face some restrictions, delays around this time. It doesn't have to be anything huge, but that's what square represent. But without squares, it's there isn't much fulfillment. It's very rewarding to overcome a square aspect and very fulfilling as well. So overall here, it's a great opportunity for reassessing your goals, your plans. Now, at the same time here with that new moon energy in the 8th house, perhaps this could be about a new connection, a new partnership. But I think this is connected to some transformation, some new transformative intentions that will help you to perhaps redefine your life in some way, move away from old patterns, something that fulfilled or uplifted its purpose. Thank you very much. And let's move into Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, this is happening in your seventh house. Seventh house activation here. So that's your partnerships, love life. And we've got Venus being activated. Venus brings harmony and balance. Venus has been here now since the end of May. And we've got a square to Saturn in your fourth house. So a strong focus at this time on relationships, home dynamics especially. So we've got this new moon highlighting period of a possible tension, or maybe even some challenges in both personal relationships, partnerships, love life, marriage, anything to do with connections with people with whom you have contract, but also here you've got your family and home life being activated. So the new moon in Gemini overall encourages fresh ideas, open communication, but the square to Saturn in Pisces in your fourth house suggests that these new beginnings might be met with some kind of resistance, or perhaps it might require extra effort, better planning, more structure to manifest, okay? So during this time, you might find yourself reassessing your commitments, perhaps reevaluating your responsibilities within your closest relationships. Saturn's influence in the fourth house strongly emphasizes the importance of establishing a firm foundation in your home area. This is also connected to having to face some underlying issues that might have been previously overlooked. So it's an opportunity for implementing structure, discipline in your domestic life, but at the same time, perhaps this is also about ensuring that your home feels safe, feels secure. So here we've got this new moon presents this great opportunity for profound personal growth. But at the same time, by facing the challenges that emerge around this time, you can really develop a greater resilience, a greater clarity even about what you truly need from your relationships and from your living situation as well. All right, so now let's have a look at Capricorns. All right, so Capricorns, welcome to your horoscope for this upcoming new moon in Gemini that activates your sixth house. So I think that many Capricorns will be having medical checkups, maybe blood tests, medical appointments around this new moon. We've got a square to Saturn in Pisces, your ruler. Saturn is your chart ruler. And that's in your third house. So this immediately tells me about some communication issues, news. And also we've got a conjunction with Venus. So overall, while Venus stays in your sixth house, pay attention to your sugar intake and any potential imbalance when it comes to sugar acid, for example, in your body, because this could show up during this time, and then you might be prompted to have it all checked and tested. All right, so that's on a side note. Now, here, I'm not a medical specialist, by the way, or practitioner. I just enjoy medical astrology. Right, so here we've got a square to Saturn in Pisces as well. And here, this new moon brings a unique blend of energies, and they can really impact your daily routines and your communication, because we've got that's where the new moon is present: daily life, daily activities, your routine, but also communication in your third house where Saturn is present. So the new moon in Gemini generally encourages fresh new beginnings, new ideas, versatility, especially related here in your case scenario to your work, to health and service. Overall, it's a time to set intentions for improving your daily routine, for learning new skills, if this is on your mind, for overall improving your day-to-day life. Now, we've got a square to Saturn in Pisces in your third house, and this suggests that any potential new beginnings may come with challenges. Now, before I get any further, don't get discouraged. Squares are not something to be afraid of. Squares offer opportunities for moving forward, but quite substantially. And it's quite rewarding to overcome a square as well. So here Saturn's influence in the third house, which yet again, I'm repeating myself, but of course that's your ruler. It can bring a sense of restriction and responsibility. So that's a square. If it was a trine or a sextile, the energy will be very, very different. But a square or an opposition will release or will manifest in that slightly more negative, challenging way. So basically, we've got a sense of restriction or responsibility that could potentially manifest as, and especially in the area of communication, traveling as well. Pay attention if you're traveling around this time. Leave early, check your flight, coach, roads, whatever it is that you're using. And this can also impact your interactions with your siblings or with your neighbors even. So you might feel a push during this time. You might be really stimulated to take a more serious, a more disciplined approach to your daily activities and to your tasks. And this transit, generally, this new moon and Saturn square really, really pushes you or stimulates you, encourages you to find a healthy balance between structure and innovation. Here, the best way to deal with it is to embrace the Gemini human's energy, which is connected to curiosity, adaptability, but also it is essential to keep in mind and respect Saturn's demand for discipline, structure, boundaries, accountability. And this shouldn't be a problem because that's your ruler. You're a Capricorn, a responsible Capricorn, ambitious as well. So overall, by integrating these energies, adaptability, versatility, curiosity, and of course, discipline, structure, consistency, you can build a really strong and solid foundation for lasting improvements in your daily life. And this can be a period of growth, of a significant growth and improvement. All right, so thank you very much. And now let's have a look at Aquarius. Aquarius, welcome. We've got fifth house activation here for you. And what this means is that your area of creativity is activated, your area of romance, children, conception, and self-expression, self-employment, hobbies, interests. So we've got the dual, the sign of duality, Gemini here, and we've got Venus also, Mercury, Jupiter. So lots of activity happening. I think this is the time, Gemini season, to be active, to be spontaneous. And we've got a square to Saturn as well that could temporarily slow things down. And here Saturn is activated in your second house. All right, so let's break it all down. So you've got a mix of energies, a creative potential and practical challenges are spared that Saturnian energy. And this generally this new moon sparks curiosity and a strong desire for self-expression. Of course, there's so many planets in the fifth house along with the new moon. So we've got lots of a strong desire generally for expressing oneself, especially in the areas of romance, children, artistic endeavors, artistic projects. And this is also a great time for exploring new hobbies, new interests, for taking risks in love, or perhaps for embarking on some creative projects that are connected to your passion. However, with Saturn in the second house forming a tense aspect, a square with this new moon, there might be some financial restrictions or obligations, or perhaps you might have this strong need for careful planning to bring some of your dreams, goals, aspirations to fruition. So here Saturn's influence encourages you to be disciplined and practical and also realistic about your resources. But at the same time, here Saturn is urging you to build a solid foundation for your future dreams, for your goals, objectives. So here you will have to balance these energies with a balance, with a structure, responsible approach, but at the same time, you can implement a little bit of a playful, experimental energy as per that Gemini influence. And by blending innovation, with practicality, you can really, really navigate this new moon and the square with Saturn and make a really, really strong, significant progress towards your goals, objectives as well. And we've got Pisces now. Pisces, this is happening in your 4th house. We've got 4th house activation. And we've got Venus, Jupiter, Mercury, lots of beautiful energies here. It's a really important month where the energies are centered around your home life. And also we've got a square to Saturn in your 1st house. And this new moon brings a time of introspection, a time when you might be restructuring your personal life. And the 4th house, where this new moon is present, it's connected to your home, your heritage, your roots, your family. Saturn in your 1st house calls for discipline, for personal responsibility as well. Now, the square between this new moon and Saturn may present some challenges, especially in balancing your need for security, your need for comfort, with a possible pressure to redefine your identity and also personal boundaries. So you might find yourself reassessing, reevaluating your home situation, your living situation, anything to do with family dynamics, or maybe anything to do with your own emotional foundations. Overall, this new moon really encourages you to face any deeply rooted fears, emotions, any insecurities. And here you've got an opportunity to establish a much stronger, a much more resilient sense of self. So here this new moon offers this amazing opportunity for personal growth, development, but at the same time, you will have to implement some discipline. It's all about perseverance as well. So overall, during this time, you've got this amazing opportunity to lay down new foundations that align closely with your true self. And by facing the energies that emerge around this time, you can come out, you can emerge with a much clearer vision of who you are and where you want to go moving forward. All right, so here we go, Pisces. Thank you very much. All right, so we reached the final sign for this forecast. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy new moon in Gemini, and until the next time, bye for now.